Hey everybody, Corey here. Thanks for tuning in and checking out my channel. It's the third day of summer 2021. It's a gorgeous day. I'm out by myself on the St. Croix River here in New Brunswick, Canada. I've got the week off, so I'm going out by myself for a bit. I'm just coming up on my first set of rapids here. I'm going to shoot these, then pull over and take a little break and do some fishing. Second cast of the trip and I got a nice smallie. Lunchtime now, the sun's shining. I just pulled over on the side of the river long enough here to throw together a turkey wrap. I'm gonna fuel up, then hit the water again. Not too bad. Well, I caught something. It's about 5 o'clock now. I'm into the biggest section of dead water on today's leg of the trip, so I've switched from a canoe paddle to a kayak paddle so I can cover a little bit more distance. I'm hoping I'm going to be at my campsite in about an hour. Okay. I made it to my campsite for the first night with a couple hours of sunlight left to spare, which is good. That means I can relax in the sun for a little bit before I have to unload the boat and set up camp. So I put in here today at Vanceboro. Once again, this is the St. Croix River, which runs right along the border between New Brunswick and Maine. So that side of the river is actually another country. And the whole way down through here, I have to make sure that I only get out on this side. So I put in here, I made it all the way to here today. Supper for night one is some thawed out chili that I made and froze at home. Morning guys, it's day 2 of my trip. I'm still here at Halls Brook on the St. Croix River in New Brunswick. It's almost noon now. I was up about 7:30 this morning, but went back to bed for a couple hours because it was downright cold last night and this morning. It's the end of June and there was frost. You gotta love living in New Brunswick. It's a clear but breezy day. I'm gonna pack the last of my stuff in my boat, then head down to Little Falls to scope it out. If it's too low, I'll have to portage around, which is about a 200-meter portage. And then it's about another 5 kilometers down to my next campsite. I showed this to you guys 3 summers ago, but it's worth checking out every few summers to see what kind of condition it's in. I'm just down below where I camped last night, which is right up there. It's this creepy old abandoned cabin that you can't even really see unless you know it's there. There's definitely no road access here. There's a busted up old canoe. It is in rough shape. I'd say this used to be somebody's hunting camp. There's some bunk beds, a makeshift table with some shelves. There used to be a wood stove here, but it's since rotted right into the ground. Creepy stuff. The water level here at Little Falls is pretty low right now. I've gone over the falls in my kayak before, but generally people go over around this side in canoes. As you can see, the water is pretty low. There's quite a minefield of rocks out there. I'm gonna have to really hug the shore to try and make it around here. I portaged the bulk of my gear already in case I do get sideways and hit a rock. I stopped and had a little break and had some lunch. Now I'm just heading back up to get the canoe. That was kind of hairy. Glad I unloaded my gear. I made it in one piece though, so that's good. As you can see, there's a great big rock right there, and then there's another one right there. So there's only that little channel that I could get through. I got a little too close to that rock and almost upset, but I didn't, so it's all good. I'm about 5 minutes away now from my second campsite at Duck Point. I can see it up there in the distance. And it's a good thing because I am pooped. That may have only been a 200-meter portage earlier, but I am not a spring chicken anymore. It's rough terrain, it was hard going, that was hard on me. I'm looking forward to sitting down and relaxing for the rest of the evening. There was also some pretty strong wind gusts today, which made paddling a bit more of a challenge, but it was all worth it to make it to one of my favorite places in the whole world. Unfortunately, the bushcraft shelf that Adam and I built is finally gone. It stayed here for 3 years though. I'm pretty impressed with that. Although I am really disappointed it's not here anymore. I'm looking forward to relaxing this evening here, enjoying this amazing view. Although I do like getting out alone, this is a place that Jessica and I like to spend a lot of time together at. I'm kind of sad she couldn't make it out with me for this trip. For once, the fire pit here is actually in really good condition, and the last people who stayed here even left behind some firewood. So whoever stayed here last, a big thank you. I wish everyone was more like you. This nice little clear spot is where I usually set up my tent when I stay here, but I don't think I'm going to be doing that again for a while. You always got to remember when you're out here in the backcountry, wind can kill. Never seen a rock corroded quite like that. Supper time on night 2 now. On the menu is some sizzling hot turkey meatballs on a bed of rice. The guys down at Bigfoot Bushcraft in Colorado sent me some of their awesome fire plugs to use. I really love these things. Not only because they work great, but also because they're scent-free. A few summers ago, Jessica and I were leaving for a trip, and one of the last things I stopped to get was some fire starters from another brand. Not thinking, I threw them right into my gear barrel. When we got to our campsite and we opened the barrel, everything reeked like kerosene, which was awful. These things are super easy to use. You just give them a little twist in the middle to get some of those fibers exposed. I love camping when the fireflies are out. How cool is it that there's a bug that lights up? It's the morning of day 3 now. It's mostly overcast. It's a little cooler today than it was the last couple days. Luckily, it wasn't as cold last night as it was the night before, so I was able to get a little better sleep. It's crazy how time slows down when you're out doing stuff like this by yourself. I've only been out here for 3 days, but it feels like I've been out here for about a week. So it's been pouring rain for about the last 2 hours now, which is pretty annoying because I was not expecting rain today. There was no rain in the forecast for today. But like I've said before, that's typical New Brunswick weather. If you don't like the weather, just wait an hour, it's going to change. The heavy rain finally stopped, which gave me a chance to break camp. I just got to throw everything in my canoe now. I've got about an hour paddle ahead of me before I get to my takeout spot. feisty little guy. Another nice little smallie. Oh yeah. Come here, you bastard. Look at that. That one's a little bigger. Oh. He's in the boat. He's in the boat. Come here. Sir, look at that. Alright, I just made it to my takeout spot, and there's my Jeep waiting for me. Sweet. That was a fun couple days out in the woods. It was supposed to be a bit of a kickoff to summer, although the weather was anything but at times. As always, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all again soon.